ain't even know if I on the ear. Me
Oh,
am.
yeah.
You see, I've been gone for a while, so let's try that again. Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? It is and Richie, the person you haven't heard in over what, maybe be 2 years,
2 years
for a
indeed.
while. But guess what? We're talking IT today. I'm joined by Evrel,
Yes,
Hitten,
sir.
Anthony, and Ricardo Neal. How y'all been doing, man? What's up with y'all?
Bro, I'm great. It's kind of glad to, have the OG host back in the building.
I appreciate it.
Name is back. Name is back.
I'm trying out how to operate everything here. I don't even remember how I used to listen out to these, but that's a good question. But to make sure everybody makes up and so on. But so before we start, I just want to make sure everyone is what's it called? Having a great day, all of that. I'm always just trying to figure out scripts, mics, all of that. I'm glad all of you guys who are listening know, who will tune in later. It's great. It's great. We'd love to have you here always. So, Evrel, how's it been?
Been busy, but finally, half break, so like
Half break as in...
no, capstone is finished, bro. Like, it was been wonderful as well. But, I got more time to focus on other stuff as well and, complete stuff that, need catching up to. But so far, so good. And so, like, through the plans that I have, you got to work with the flow.
Oh, that's great. Hitten, what's up with you, man? How's it going?
Chilling. I've been just up to some work. Been a bit busy, but yeah, just chilling in general.
And Anthony, I don't know. I was gone, but were you still here? I don't know what's happening. What's up with you on the Let's Talk IT fandom, man? Where you been?
Man, been a while. But just been posted. Just keeping up to date with Let's Talk IT, of course.
Well, clearly you've been a little gone, man. I think you gotta turn the mic to yourself and talk into it. Try that again. But
I was saying I'm still here, just living life.
And how you been?
Yeah, I've been good actually. In high spirit as usual.
As always.
I've never stopped. Still going on. Working on new stuff as usual.
Yeah. So how's SKNRA been handling itself? Like in the recent years. Let's give the audience an update.
Actually, SKNRA has been going on really, really fine. I think when we were on last.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before we continue, are we missing somebody,
Are we?
Yeah, Zoe.
Oh, Zoe.
Yo, wait, Zoe. Oh.
Y'all gotta let me know on these people.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
Nah, hold on.
She's on?
It's supposed to. I already sent her the details
Yeah.
because she texted me.
So in the meantime, so SKNRA has been doing.
you're here.
Zoe's
Okay.
in. Zoe's in the building.
Zoe, you're here.
Well, hold on. Oh.
Yeah.
Let me flip this from upside down real quick.
Upside down.
But I guess I'll introduce myself. Can you hear me, Zoe?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Naeem. I know we haven't met for sure, unless I see the image pop up and I'm like, oh. But I don't think we've met before. I used to be the host of the show, and I'm guessing Evrel you will introduce her to the audience or me.
Well, this is Zoe. Zoe is a part of SKNRA as well, as also known as one of the executives that representing over Nevis. So we will go more in detail after we, hit the other positions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoe's actually the coordinator for SKNRA in Nevis.
In Nevis.
Oh.
So I want to proudly say that.
Yeah, put more detail on it.
because we have always focused on St. Kitts. So we have all the directors in St. Kitts operating, but we never had a connection in Nevis. So we never had, meaning that we never had somebody from SKNRA based in Nevis as an executive.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have Zoe, who is the executive for the Nevis end. So she take care of all of the stuff that we need to get done in Nevis. So now we are operating on equal grounds.
Well, you see, I didn't know I was in the presence of such illustrious people. Glad to have you here on the show, Zoe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
But SKNRA is, man, kind of miss having somebody to do this. I just want to let everybody know, tune into every other Tuesday. I'm saying Wednesday, my bad.
Wednesday?
Every other Tuesday right here at 98.9 WinFM. Join us. We uncover the various realms of STEAM, IT with a twist of fun and education. It's also available on various other streaming platforms such as Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. To be updated on everything SKNRA, check out our socials, which are all under SKNRA, I would presume, unless anything has changed.
yes, it
Okay.
is.
Nothing has changed.
At Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, and LinkedIn, all under SKNRA. That is the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, and LinkedIn, and the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association on YouTube. To be updated with everything on IITAE, check them out on their socials, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at IITAE. And finally, a big shout out to the sponsors, the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association, the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence, and TDC. TDC been with us since day one.
Oh, yes.
So I'm happy that they're still here with us. So thank you, TDC, for sponsoring us. And now, let's get into the real flesh of what's happening here in SKNRA.
Right.
So recently, from what I've been told, there was a little bit of elections that went on and new positions were appointed.
sir.
Dr. Neil, would you be able to expound on that one?
Yes, as the young people say, boom bang. Is that old or new? I don't know.
That's
I-
old.
I
That's
wouldn't
kind
know.
of
Is that
old.
old? I don't know. That's
ain't gonna-
old?
Yeah, that's old. to me.
See,
That's old. Okay,
Me,
all
me
right.
personally, I didn't
Yeah.
say that. So
So we actually went through an election and an appointment series. I think it was the 7th of May, if my memory serves me right.
Yes.
And so we have appointed some new directors, and some other directors would have been elected in their positions. And so these directors they got to work immediately, and so we are actually extremely happy with what is happening. We have been having a lot of meetings at nights. All right, so they, these directors just come from work and they get an email, hey, we actually need to meet about something, and they show up. So that's something great.
Well, that's interesting, and I think we're in the presence of some of the staff right here, some of the people up
Yeah.
top. Hitten, let everybody know your role, man.
I'm the program director for SKNRA.
And Anthony,
Volunteer director.
volunteer director. Evrel, and you? Are you on the staff?
Not yet.
Undercover.
Well, Everett is on the show, taking care of the show.
Exactly. He takes care of the promotional end.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
have the
important.
chairman as well.
Who's the chairman? Oh, Mr.
Wow.
sorry.
He just straight
Question mark.
I'm asking the wrong questions, man.
And then you have Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe over
Yeah.
there.
And Zoe, representative for Nevis, if
Nevis,
I got it
indeed.
correct.
Yes, incorrect.
I guess Zoe can give us her proper title, so we're not here butchering her title.
Yes, Zoe. What's up with you? What do
Yes,
you?
you're correct. So I'm Zoe. I'm the Nevis program coordinator.
Interesting. So Zoe, what exactly do you do? Let's dive deep into that. What do you do?
So basically develop and execute program planning according to the mandates, the associate's mandates, identify opportunities for new programs and initiatives, and also develop partnership with key stakeholders.
Now, you said a word early on that I want a little bit more expounding on. Just repeat what you said you did again, so the word clicks in my mind one more time. You said that my memory is really bad, and I just heard it. But could you go a little bit more into detail about the nitty gritty of what you handle?
Well, I'm basically new. So
Oh.
for now, we have about an upcoming event. So I deal with the planning along with my assistant, Jerome Clark. So we deal with the planning, getting key people involved, and reaching out to sponsors just to make sure that the event is successful and we have everything we need.
Well, I hope you're doing a good job. I'm just saying that because I wouldn't want to pray on your downfall, but I believe you're doing a good job. They seem to be speaking of you highly, and I just met you, and I already feel like you're top notch at what you're doing. In fact, Hitten,
Yeah, what's up?
you.
Yeah.
What's up? What are your details entail?
So I oversee all the current and future programs for SKNRA. So recently we had the capstone project that was 31st of May. And then just in July, we have a robotics summer camp sponsored by ECCB.
And how,
among others, there are other persons
Yeah,
are coming
and
on board.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and a lot more. Yeah.
before you go any further, just a brief question. How was the capstone event? Because I remember when I had to do capstone, and unfortunately it didn't fall through. But the trials and tribulations, the hard work put into it, I understand the build up. How did it turn out?
Yeah, it was executed quite well. Everybody showed up, and you can clearly see the hard work that the students put in for each of their projects. The game dev had VR. Yeah, they had 2 games, bowling and I think it was RPG. RPG? No, FPS.
FPS.
my bad.
For those listening who don't understand the terms, VR, virtual reality games, that's the ones with the headsets. And they had a bowling game, you said, and a FPS, which is an action-based video game. So that's interesting. What about the other ones, robotics? What did robotics pull through with this year?
Well, that's would be me.
Okay.
So I pulled through with 2 projects actually. One was a spider bot, and one was a temp bot that goes in depth towards agriculture, trying to make most like physical things done in play, like for example seeding and watering and stuff like that, and to scan crops to make sure that the environment or the crop itself is properly in health, as well as the soil. And we even developed a plowing mechanism as well to smooth out everything to make sure everything is okay or set properly. So we try to make most things as automative or controlled by robots, so there's less work for humans to continue doing it.
Interesting. And you got to get pictures of these stuff so we could put them up for the viewing audiences that are tuning into the streams. Because
we need that. Yeah.
a spider bot does sound pretty interesting. Does it actually look like a spider?
It's 4 legs. I created a prototype. I didn't build the main bot because that's expensive. But at least there's something to show to see there's an actual pack going towards it. So yeah, so the main bot is like 8-legged, but I built a 4-legged one as an example, developing a sensor and a camera on it as well to make sure it's there, does its task. But there's supposed to be more things to develop on it, and they were kind of pricey.
So I'm guessing that all of these like images would be found on the SKNRA page, right?
Yeah, when I send them, I still have them.
So anybody who's interested in seeing what a spider bot looks like, we'll find it on the SKNRA website or the Instagram. Where would we find it?
Well, possibly both.
Okay. So like I said, that's sknra.com, right?
.org.
.org.
You see, I had a feeling I was wrong.
Yeah, but the site is being maintained now. So
yeah, at the moment,
as soon as it's released, then they will see all the new updates. And
so I'm guessing Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook.
So we'll see that.
All right, and Anthony,
Yes, sir.
you were at the capstone event, right?
Unfortunately not. I was too busy gallivanting and farming the food.
At least you're being honest.
Typical Anthony. But did you help out with the capstone in any way, or were you on like the?
Yes, actually. I tried my best to help out with game dev. That's for sure. So it actually, how can I say? Actually, was very exciting when Hinton pointed out that they had 2 games. I was expecting 1.
Yeah, it's 2 games.
Yeah, I thought, so it was like the bowling and the FPS. That's perfect. That's great. I saw Everill's what was it?
Tank bot, spider bot.
This man stayed up at the college late nights.
Yeah, of course. Got to do what they got to do.
Listen, I wanted to try to help this man, but I had no clue what I was doing yet. I would be more of a liability than an actual asset. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. Zoe, did you see anything about the capstone? Were you here for it?
Yes,
Ooh.
I saw a lot of cool stuff. I really like the VR. That was so cool, and I saw the robotic hand. That was very impressive, honestly.
So I'm guessing those would be your favorite part, because the next question was going to be what was your favorite part about the event, but I'm guessing that was your highlight?
Yes.
I would like to think that it's Zoe's first time at Capstone.
Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Was the event intimidating? I know everybody comes in like their suits and their lab coats. Did it feel like you really walked into a scientific based event, or did it feel like a school event? Because we want are the public invited to Capstone?
Oh yes.
Okay.
We generally, yeah.
I know it's the private sector as well, but
Yeah,
I didn't know.
we generally send invitations to private sector, government organizations, schools,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
invite them. Then we ask the public, hey, you guys could come.
And I'm guessing we had a positive turnout, right?
We had a positive
Yeah, we
turnout.
had a
Yeah,
positive
so,
turnout. It was
yeah.
great.
Because a lot of people are actually talking about how, because the way the world is going into the direction of more tech based and so on, a lot of people try to Americanize everything, like we have to go to America, but this is happening like right here, right now. So
In the flesh.
even though the supporters are there and we already have like a backing audience who knows about SKNRA, it's still important that we have shows like this
Yes.
and other aspects to continue to push. So maybe next time the Capstone events, you never know, they build a mech suit or something. Please no. They follow the rules of robotics
Stony Stark.
and everything they learn. But and Hitton, you talked about a summer camp, if I heard correctly.
Yeah.
So can you give me more details on that? What's up with that?
Okay, so we have one in St. Kitts and one in Nevis for 4 weeks every day. I think half a day. So like students would learn about the robots and building the robots and understanding the robots provided by the first competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So based on this, this would help start the National Robotics Challenge. Yeah, so basically a lot more people would know about the robotics. And so that would also help with the selection process of the first global team. Dr. Neil?
Yeah, somewhat.
First global, for like I said, I just feel like I'm getting back into
We're
the
getting back
swing
in the
of things.
groove. Kind of rusty, yeah.
How what is First Global? Like, who could I'll give Mr. Neil the floor here. How would you describe First Global to someone who's just getting into it, has no idea what it is? What would you say?
Come as you are.
And as an event, because it is a big thing.
Yeah, think about the robotics, the International Robotics Challenge. We have always opened the floor for anyone. Once you have that passion and that drive and you have that interest for technology, we get you involved. You don't have to have the skill set. You don't have to have any particular knowledge, as long as you're willing to learn. That is the premise that we have always worked on. Because a number of persons would meet me and they would say, do I have to know this to be on the team? Do you have to know that to be? And I'm like, no. As long as are you willing to learn? Do you have any interest in that area? And once they say yes, that's a positive thing for them. The only unfortunate thing is that we can't take everybody.
Yeah, that was a little
right. And that is why now we're having the summer robotics event.
Is this like
Yes.
for a trial event?
No,
for people?
no, it's not a trial event. What we're doing is that we're actually offering. We have actually partnered with ECCB, and I must say ECCB has been working with the association diligently, right? So they are very close to SKNRA. So I received a call about working on a partnership with them, and I'm like, oh yes, no problem. And so we're partnering to offer what I call a federal robotics camp. So this federal robotics camp incorporate Nevis and St. Kitts. So we'll be having a camp in Nevis and a camp in St. Kitts. And I'm extremely proud of that because Zoe's here and she's taking care of the Nevis end. And that is an excellent thing, right? And so our target is 110 or 120 young people across St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah.
Well,
overall.
That's total.
Yeah, total.
Right? And we're looking at, we're doing it from the perspective of the schools. So we're taking at least 10 or 11 from each school. So in Nevis, you're looking at about 33, somewhere there. And in St. Kitts, we're looking at about 80,
Yeah, around there.
Right. So we are on the planning process now. We're getting things winding down. So it's a go. So yes, so we are on track for that. This is going to be our first summer robotics program, and I think one of the largest one that we are trying to pull off.
Now, what exactly
Right?
is the what's it called? What exactly are the requirements necessary to join
All right,
this?
so we're looking at an age group from about 13 or 14 to
18.
to 18. So that's our cutoff point. The camp should run for 20 days, right? So from the 3rd to the 28th, we're looking at Monday to Friday for each week.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
But yeah, for 4 weeks, but half day. So it's half day for each day. All right. So they come from 9 o'clock. Well, from about 8:45. You're exposed to robotics training, problem solving, coding, the whole works. And then at 12, that's when the bus come and pick you up. So I must say we're also providing transportation for everyone. So wherever you live, whether it is Timbuktu or town, transportation will actually be available. We are working on a venue right now. So we're still working on the venue.
Okay.
We are about to finalize on the venue. So as soon as the venue is finalized,
The show will know.
right, the show is on.
And that's why you guys got to tune in every other Tuesday. Like I said, let's talk IT every other Tuesday. So not next week, the week after.
The week after.
'Cause I know that used to confuse me. I used to be pulling up like, hold on, no show today. But now we have that. I think it's good that this exactly exists in the first place. And any parents listening or any people who are of that age, like the young who fit that category, just keep your ear out, keep your eyes out. Well, your eyes are already out.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, keep your ears open. Keep your ears open
Yeah.
for this type of event, because most certainly I know some people who actually asked me.
Let me add something to that too. The camp actually, the schools would have the registration form. So right now the schools have the registration form. So once these young people are interested, just simply go to your school. School is still going on, so
Yes.
school has not closed as yet. So they just can talk to their principal or the IT teacher, the science teacher, one of them, and they have that data already, so they can start to register. From
One
that
more
time.
thing.
Yeah.
I know they are, in the exam week. All the best to y'all, really and truly. And I hope that, they come out successful.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to say one thing. Supposed to be an all girls team, just like you have all the schools.
Yes. So one of the things that we're trying to do, we're trying to see if we can get a all girl team at the camp also. So think of it like this: we have 10 students from each school coming to the camp. Now, given that we have about 11 high schools in St. Kitts and Nevis, we'll be taking one female from each of those schools to form a team on the camp.
oh,
Right. So we are encouraging equality,
Equality.
if you may, right, among the group. So that is something that is positive. And the reason why we're doing that also is because we would have traveled overseas and would have seen all female teams
and
also.
stuff like that.
And so we want to make sure that we understand that technology is not just for males. It's not a male dominated thing. So we're incorporating the girls also.
oh. Zoe, how do you, as you're over in Nevis, how are you excited for this event to be on the way?
Yes, I'm very excited to see the young people in Nevis get this opportunity. It's really exciting, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, I'm pretty sure SKNRA is glad to have you on board as well, as long as every
Thank you.
single person here. And elections, breaking it down. How the elections going right now? Well, how did they go? How was the event?
yeah.
Right back, because they already passed. We
Yeah.
already have
Well,
the people.
it went well actually.
Yeah, it was great.
It went actually. Everett didn't tell it, but Everett went up for
Executive, right?
No.
Executive assistant.
Executive assistant
Yeah.
role, right? And Everett almost won, but
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But Nia, who is now the assistant executive director, would have won that seat.
Yeah. Congrats to her.
Yeah, so
I mean,
congrats
she
to
campaigned
her.
and everything.
Yeah, she did some serious campaigning.
Yeah, she did some serious campaigning. I was totally busy with
Yeah, Everett.
capstone, so I didn't really got much to do. So yeah.
So I do understand, why, but she did some campaigning. Everyone was tied up with Capstone.
Yeah.
So we actually understood that. So some persons were saying, Everett, what happened? What
Yeah,
happened?
they keep giving to me like, what happened?
Right, what
Like,
happened?
I
But,
voted for
yeah.
you. Like, I was like, bro, it's all right. It is what it is. Sometimes you can't just be in everything sometimes.
Right.
So
And some persons, as I said before, they did not vote. We elect some person. We nominate some. We
Yeah.
appoint some persons,
yeah.
Yep.
given the positions. For example, the financial director. That person was appointed. We had to put that person in. That's very, very important. And some other persons. So,
we gonna get them up here.
we have,
time to time.
they're gonna come up here.
Yeah,
they're
they'll come
gonna
up
they're gonna
here.
be here. On a every 2 week basis.
Yeah.
One will appear.
Like one of them
or
or
two
two,
will
like
appear
three,
to
like
talk about
just like right now.
their role and their position. So we're extremely happy. This is the largest set of directors that we've ever had. actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's like 16 in total, everyone. 16.
For real?
My word.
And
Thought it was small.
the body is growing because we have to date around a little bit over 300 members now.
Yeah, and it's still growing to
Active
this
and
day.
inactive members
Yeah.
together. So it's growing really, really fast. And we do have some big plans that is going to come out soon. So we just,
No, you see us a next long list.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
joining the
yeah.
group chat. So.
Yes, but our major focus right now as an association is the summer camp that is coming. That's very dear to my heart. That's very important to my heart because we have never had, must I say, a proper? We have never had such an outlandish,
Outlandish.
yeah, I mean, out there, we are pushing the boundaries, right, to have this summer program.
What the question? What was the last event that Skinner did? It wasn't the underwater drones. Or
The
that was
last
something
event. Well,
Challenge.
challenge. I should
yeah,
say,
that was the underwater challenge
drone.
back then. Yeah,
Back
the underwater
2021.
challenge.
Compared to
And
this,
I think
Marine drone
Skinner
challenge.
has been making some serious strides
Mhm.
because I think that was underestimated. I mean, that is a major thing. We have never had underwater drone challenge within the
Yeah.
Federation of St. Kitts and
and the
Nevis.
crazy part.
I don't think not even the OECS.
Yeah.
They have that kind of thing. Not that I know of.
No, yeah, I was
Right, but we were able to pull off something like that. So
And it's crazy how the results came from the students. That's
yeah, and funnily, those very same students who were a part of the underwater drone challenge,
Jesus.
they are now in the
In
IT
IT
program.
program,
So they are
yes.
part of the IT program at CFBC.
Mm.
So I just want to put a plug there. If you're interested in going to CFBC to do IT, you must do the TVEM's IT.
Exactly. I know there's a lot
That
of
is
people.
life.
Everybody been asking me. I be telling them the same thing
Yes.
to do the TVM's IT.
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
what
have
you need to do.
a really close friend of mine who keeps updating me every single time. Sometimes he be talking, I'd be like, "You ain't in college yet?" Because it's so long. I keep forgetting he's in his last year of high school. But hopefully he gets in with the course. I think he's doing great in the CXCs right now. So hopefully he gets in the course. And I do think that when he gets in, y'all let you guys know who it is if he gets in. But
Right.
hopefully he gets in, and I feel like he'll help add to the organization
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
more. So
I think I have an idea who that panel be.
who call name?
You want me to call him? I
Well,
don't know.
that person would have to apply early because
Yeah.
normally the applicant list is long for
Yeah.
I
the IT
applied.
program.
I literally applied early, like in
Early.
this year.
Yeah, a
like,
number of persons would have tried to get in the program in the past and they did not get through because
And that's-
we only can take about 24. I
Yeah,
think,
24.
or 25.
Yeah,
somewhere
24.
there.
Sometimes it goes to 25, and if it maxed out, then
Yeah,
some of them
depends
just
on how
so
much
we can't take no
commitment
more.
yeah.
So,
So
some-
sometimes they gotta move
Yeah.
Y'all
over
get in
to the
early.
next
Get in
campus.
early
Get
if
in
you're
early.
on this. I'm
Right?
telling
Yeah.
you.
Had a
Before
friend of mine.
August finish.
Huh?
Before August finishes.
well, it would be best
When?
when
When? Well, I applied in June this June as well.
June.
you have to go early.
You have
I
to do
know
early.
that there's a late registration, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's gonna be too late. So you have to apply between April, June.
Wow.
Yeah,
those
around
time,
there.
You gotta start early.
Yeah, because
Definitely before the
to
middle.
get in early.
Had a friend of mine. He started late. End up going to the IT program up in the main.
And then
I regret it. You know?
well, the system is totally different from us.
It's
so.
different
Remember-
because what they're doing Cape. So
Yeah,
Cape,
don't do
Cape
that.
is what
Yeah,
is
but
Not
no.
letting everybody know. No,
They may-
But that's a boss set. That's a boss set.
See, I didn't do it. I have a sister who doing it now. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's wild. Like CXC was already had enough game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
That is
wild.
The thing about it is that the programs are different. So, for example, in Cape, you have a combination of some of these courses that we do at TVEMS. But what makes our program at TVEM different is that you are concentrating on one of them. So, for example, if you have one which is MIS, right, straight. So you're doing MIS for an entire semester. While in Cape, it is mixed into
Jumbo
here and
wumbo,
there.
jumbo wumbo.
So it's not concentrated. And which is actually expected because the Associates of Applied Science is a college program, so it's much different from.
It's just for me kind of
it's
feels
much different. It's just different.
Like for a person to go into a straight path and then coming off of it and then coming back to it is just on and off. And sometimes you could just
and one of the major advantages is that once you apply to universities with a college course with credits already, then they will look on the credits that you have and they will exempt you from other courses, so it will help you along the line, and that is why I would advise students to do the Associate of Applied Science, IT, if you're going to do IT, because you will get the exemptions when you apply to university, especially if you're continuing in that area. So if you're continuing within the IT field, then applying to a university means that you're not going in as a freshman.
I was just gonna add to that because I remember some people when they ask to apply, they see 2 information technology courses. It's the one that is labeled AAS.
Right.
Yes.
And you see, Associates of Applied Science.
Anthony, you're smiling. You thought I would have.
See the other one.
You're like, oh, you switch up on us, huh?
I know what he's saying.
But AAS.
Yeah, AAS.
Associates of Applied Science.
Not the other way around.
One letter is extra in this one. But before we continue, we're just gonna take a brief break. And let me see. Hopefully, I don't end the show by accident. So we'll take a brief break and we'll be right back to talk some more IT.
Enjoy the convenience of getting all your documents in one place. At the TDC Copy and Print Center on 4th Street in Basse-Terre, we do just that. We offer document formatting, graphic design, and copy and print services. Our team of professionals truly understand all your needs, whether it be administrative, professional, academic, or personal. You bring it, we deliver it with quality every time. Visit the TDC Copy and Print Center today in the TDC Mall on 4th Street in Basse-Terre or call 465-2511. Your copy and print specialists are waiting to serve you.
How was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to waste. So we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely. Y'all know about IT. I mean, like most of the old folks, they don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Today we're talking IT.
What we doing?
Okay, hey,
Today we're
Well, you know.
talking IT.
yeah.
A little about you know.
I know what I'm saying.
Documents. Okay.
Learning here is
Learning here is likely. So let's talk IT. Yeah, I just vibing out to this tune.
Computers, this for the viewers.
I can't believe it's still playing.
We had
All
the
know.
we got the humor. Yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Okay.
Learning here is likely.
Learning here is likely. So let's start IT.
Yes, that is the show that everybody right now who is tuned into Win FM, that's what you're listening to. Let's Talk IT, sponsored by SKNRA, TDC, and IITAE. You guys can find us everywhere. We're on a bunch of streaming platforms, including YouTube, Facebook. I gotta pull back up the list. I have to check. I was having such a good flow, man. My goodness. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Twitter. We're everywhere. And make sure you guys check out the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association, which is that tagline on their Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, LinkedIn, St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association on YouTube, IITAE on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And once again, shout out to TDC for supporting us. I am your host for the night, Naeem Richardson, joined by Ricardo Neal, Anthony Jeetlal, Hiten Samtani, Everett. Why did your last name blanked on me? Santani.
Yeah.
No, Everett, I said your last name.
Oh, you
blanked on
forgot
me.
your my name.
No,
My
I
name.
know your last name, but it's blanking. Oh, we
Doc-
got Everell, the host, and
Mr.
Williams.
The Williams.
Yes, I knew we
The
get-
W. The
And Zoe,
W.
I did not learn your last name, but you, we have Zoe. Zoe
Bendito.
Bendita from
Yeah.
Nevis calling. You are in Nevis right now, right? Am I correct?
Yes, I'm in Avis.
You see, she's across the waters listening to us. I know we have some people, international listeners who tune in. Somebody's driving, somebody's out on the landing listening, somebody's doing the laundry and listening. We're just happy that you're listening. So, what we were talking about is the SKNRA elections that were held. A bunch of new directors. Apparently, the most directors they've ever had are now on the board. More events are on the way. I'm talking a summer camp for IT, all things related to IT. And I'm telling you, if you are interested in information technology, please give it a shot. When we get more details on it, you will hear about it right here on this show or on any of the socials I mentioned. The capstone event that happened. Now I just want to talk a little bit more on that. We got Hitten and Zoe's response. A little bit of Anthony's though. But Everell, I didn't hear much about you. And I know you've been hosting, you've been taking over. You stole my job. I joke. I joke. But as a person who you were at the capstone event and you participated, what was the hardest thing to do first off, and what do you think was your favorite moment in the event, seeing the outcome?
Well, to those people who was there, knew, like I say, I witnessed the hardest thing that was done, and that was my words.
I was waiting for that one.
Okay, you see, this is the thing about this, right? I'm Jamaican. When it comes to pronouncing certain things like with the S and stuff like that, it doesn't come out.
Are you saying that Jamaicans do not pronounce S, sir?
Hey. Okay. Let me just put myself in it. Me can't pronounce S.
Okay.
So, well, there's different like letters as well. So, so I fumbled like a couple times, but I still made it through, still finished it, and
yeah, we read the words that were on the screen.
But yeah, it worked. Yeah, so the words was on the screen, not all of it, but enough for them to understand. So that was the most like kind of embarrassing. But I know sometimes not everything
happens.
That's it. It happens in life. Not nothing. Now you're not gonna get everything perfect one time, but once you try, you get the hang of it.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of my first time doing something like that, and it was a good experience. Didn't go as planned, but everything else actually went well. The greatest part, well, as I know as well, I was the audio engineer as well for the capstone, but sometimes due to the change up, I have to make someone took my spot since I had to present and then come back in the flow. The greatest part I see so far, like in that event, was game and computer repairs.
Yeah, the
computer repairs was actually great. They had two systems.
What happened in that computer repairs? You probably, I might have just cut you off, but what happened with computer repairs?
Computer repairs bring up two systems. One was fully built. The next one is actually built as well, but it was presented of how inside was, structured and built and what parts are in it, and it was glowy as you can see how it was looked, and it was great to have the system present games in high quality format as well. And Janelle, I'm gonna call you out, shout out to Janelle. She did a very great job in getting these things done, and I'm happy for her for how it comes out.
I think one of the
she did water cooling, right?
Yeah, water cooling. Right. Yeah, she did water cooling.
That's a unique thing.
That's her main area.
The research project was water cooling.
Mm-hmm.
Could you break that down a little bit for the audiences who might not understand water cooling?
So water cooling is your computer needs to cool your CPU, which is your processor, which handles most of the functions for your computer. And since modern computers are so fast and they're doing a lot of work, it gets hot and it needs cooling. So one of the new methods of cooling is water cooling. It's not exactly water, but there are pipes. I'm not exactly versed on it, but there are pipes that are inside your computer, and they run through the system, which cools down the CPU and allows it to function optimally.
So
probably Anthony's very good at.
I have a few knowledge on it. So normally, like the older model, I'll say older model, but we still use it. So probably the PC that you have right in there is probably being cooled with a fan, a CPU,
Which would be
fan,
most of the
cooling
homes.
fan,
Most
yeah.
homes have
Well,
Yeah,
most
cooling
homes,
fans.
cooling
Yeah.
fans sometimes
But-
sound like a vacuum, but it is what it is.
And when we say CPU, the big part
Yeah,
of
not,
the
not, not,
computer.
not
Yeah.
the hosting, not the
Case.
that's
Yeah,
case.
not the case
Let's call that
itself.
the desktop.
That's
Let's call
that's
that
the desktop.
But the
Yeah,
little
just
chip-
for the audience sake, so they understand what we're saying.
But the square chip on the motherboard, that's the CPU.
Yeah.
It needs to be cool because it's constantly running programs, everything. It's doing everything. It needs cooling. If you don't, have anyone ever tried to turn on a computer without without the cooling? Like ever turn on one?
Yeah, I did it when I was in college. So I I am not advising anyone to
hard.
do that.
Do not do
No.
that.
Right? So what we did, we were doing some experiment, and so we took off the fan of the CPU, that chip on the motherboard, and turned it on without the fan,
Yeah.
and that thing got hot in seconds.
And it
Right?
starts boot looping.
Seconds,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
seconds. Yeah. So yeah.
And it also
My
needs
square
thermal
chip,
paste
my
to keep
RAM.
to keep the contact.
And the heatsink would be on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the fan would.
Oh yeah, normally be, but some of them don't have heat sinks. Most would have heat sinks. Older models definitely have heat sinks.
So let me ask you a question. For when it comes to water cooling, how often do you have to change the water?
To be honest, I never
Well,
mess with water cooling. You know.
no,
I
okay,
have
so-
some
okay.
insight on it, but I don't know.
So
Yeah.
water cooling is not necessarily water. I'm seeing somebody
Oil.
in the chat
Asking about,
asking
Yeah.
if it is RAM. No, we're not talking about
it's not
RAM.
RAM. It's not RAM.
No, we're talking about the CPU or the brain of the computer.
That's on
There's
the
also
That's what
another
I'm
question. I'm not. Hopefully,
Right?
they're talking IT on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
If the size matters.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm thinking this is the size of the fan.
Fan.
The
That's what I'm
size,
assuming.
you
I'm
got-
assuming.
you got
Yeah.
to
I've seen
leave.
somebody else reply. This is the fan.
Right,
Hopefully, it's
so-
fan size.
Yeah, it's fan size. I'm assuming. So even if you have a large fan inside of the CPU, it can do so much and no more. No, not CPU. In the system unit.
System unit.
Right. System unit is a tower. Right. That big thing that sits beside the monitor. For those who not sure what I'm talking
But
about.
those fans are for,
Right.
like,
So the
ventilation.
fans in there too. Yeah. Right. Extract
regular
all the
ventilation.
heat out of the system. We call that negative airflow and positive airflow. Right. So when the system is able to push out hot air and bring in cool air, that's positive airflow. So it's flowing properly. Now when we use liquid cooling, it means that we're using mineral oil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mineral oil. So mineral oil is circulating through the system through pipes, as Hiten says, and that mineral oil the mineral oil goes to the CPU, that chip, and it cools it down. All right. So it keeps on cooling it down over and over, and that oil circulates in the system and keeps on doing that job over and over and over.
It's kind of like biology. I don't know if anybody here
It's
studied.
like a circulated system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
circulatory
circulatory
system.
It's circulatory system.
So it's like oxygen in the blood. Let's say oxygen in the blood. is like
Right.
Hot, like hot. The oxygenated blood is like is the heat. So it takes the heat and carry it to the ventilation, which is the fan.
Right.
Carry it
No,
from there.
that's a deoxygenated blood.
Oh,
the
well,
oxygenated,
yeah, deoxygenated
the
blood.
lungs
Yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
the fan. The deoxygenated blood would go to the fan
Yeah.
from the heart,
Right.
and then in the lungs, which is the fan taking in air, would oxygenate it and go back into
To
the
the CP.
system.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't
So-
know. I can't explain it properly. I only did biology back in high school. That's 2017, 2016.
Right. and then now that cool blood, if you will,
Yeah.
right, goes to the brain, and then you can function, right?
Which
You
would
can
be
function
the RAM.
properly.
The brain would be the RAM,
I
yeah.
just
No,
wanna-
it'd be the chip, the CPU.
I just want to include Zoe real quick. Zoe,
Yeah.
you understand what's happening?
I'm trying.
Right?
But I do understand.
You know,
Yeah.
some people. I'm not saying this happened. I don't know. Like, you could imagine just turning on the radio. Oh, they're talking about fans. So the blood type. So you gotta make sure.
I'm trying to figure out if what are you talking
Is it about the human body or what?
What are you talking about?
You know, we're talking IT always, always.
yeah.
But so the cooling fan was on. Zoe, you mentioned your favorite part about the capstone event. Hitten, you didn't say yours. What was your favorite part?
Yeah, well, game development. I don't not really a favorite, but I don't really have the favorite in the category. But I liked the way the presentation was for computer research, and
You mean
also
computer repair?
also the web and app development. They actually had a very a demonstrative in terms of e-business and when it comes to application and websites and the website's interaction with the point of sale. So yeah, they actually have a business, two businesses they showed, and it was very comprehensive. Yeah, so those two projects were very yeah.
Because
Yeah, good.
I do know most companies now are outsourcing for people to make websites and so on, and are hiring people from across the world. But you got your local website creators right here on island, so it's probably gonna cost a lot less, honestly, than having to source somebody who's in let's say Taiwan to build. They could probably build it pretty well. They're not doubting their skills, but we have to boost up the local talent here, because it's like, well, for viewing audiences, because I saw a lot of people commenting that they recognize my voice, so I returned.
Yeah.
I actually was out in I was away for school. I'm here on vacation right now, but being away and hearing people like ask about your country, it's like most people don't know. Well, before they didn't know what Saint Kitts is. A lot of people know who about the country thanks to Byron Messiah and his illustrious music career right now, but they know of the island. They don't know. Like this one girl, she's real ignorant, honestly. She's asking me, no, I'm serious, because she asked me some nonsense about like if I knew who Chris Rock was, if we have internet back home, or if we like
Violation.
buildings this tall.
Violation.
I was like, no, I have not seen skyscrapers. We don't exactly have skyscrapers.
But you know the crazy part about this, like when it comes to most people that's from the Caribbean and go to to the States, the first question they possibly ask you, are you Jamaican?
Yeah.
You see, I didn't actually get asked that.
What?
I didn't get asked that until like my very last days before vacation. I'm not even joking.
Seriously?
She was like, yeah, it's a pat in Jamaica. And I
Yeah,
pulled her
yeah.
aside. I said,
Really?
because I care for you so much and you're so innocent, St. Kitts is a part of the Caribbean, not Jamaica. She was like, oh, I messed up. I said, yes, I'm not mad at you. But it's like most people, when you go out there, they think about the islands and they either think we live in Pirates of the Caribbean time where we got pirates going on, and it's just thing, or they think about like this illustrious vacation thing. A little bit of both sometimes.
It's a little bit of both.
Because of that, it's like that's how they think of us. I believe most people here, they view us as, yeah, we gotta go, because they think that we're a little bit behind on like technology. I think also people on the island begin to think that, so they think, oh, the States is where you gotta go and so on. But well, they may have a bigger industry and can work more with more employers and all of that. It is important to recognize that if you really, really think about it, do you want to be spending so much money to constantly be importing goods? Or actually, when people here on island are trying to develop their skills and so on to provide the same things that you want, but we're not backing it up. We're not really supporting it as much as we need. And until it really blows up and everybody knows about it, they're like, oh, yes, we were always there from the... Don't lie. Don't lie, no. So this is just a long rant, a long tangent to me to say that this is the importance of companies like the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association. I think it's the first robotics association here, right?
Yeah.
First,
Yes,
it is.
is it the only one?
The only one.
Yeah,
right?
it only
In
one.
St. Kitts,
Yeah, it's
Registered-
the only one in St. Kitts right
And in
now.
the
Are we?
OECS.
Yeah, with the
In the OECS, we're the
Yeah.
only registered operating non-profit organization for youths.
You see, and I was about to list off OECS islands, but I wasn't good in social studies, right?
Oh, man.
So Barbados on the OECS, right?
No.
No.
I know that one. I know that one. But
Yo, that's
so
crazy.
it's like you have a company like this that I remember when it first started, a lot of people didn't know where it was. And then we hosted the official event at the government's house. And that really, it was a lot more people than I expected to pull up. More people asked about it, the competitions. First Global. Come on, these guys have been to Dubai, right? Like, where was the last place you guys went?
Singapore.
first?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Singapore is catchy.
You guys got local people traveling the world doing great
Yeah.
things. So it's important that you guys lock in and share with your friends, share with your family. I remember there's a lot of people who asking me like, oh, what's happening with Let's Talk? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I'm studying my exams. But it was good because it's like people really view this show as a source of information that they could get in their quick little burst and so on. And you guys got your questions. You can always ask them on the YouTube. The YouTube comments are open. Just type the questions. Please make it IT related. I can't handle
Where the album?
because people asking me where my album is, and I'm like, yo, I can't tell you when that dropping either.
Yeah, that's
Probably
that's
November.
like probably
But-
like 98% of the live chat right now. They're bigging you up.
Where the album?
You see,
Yeah.
but
And Richie.
But I think you said something that's very important. The idea of we solving some of the problems that we have.
Indeed.
Right, that we have here. That's very, very important. I think that's the basis upon which the Robotics Association functions. Before we traveled in 2017, and I know we don't have enough time, but we were what we call an underdog. No one necessarily pay attention to the ideas that that was pushed at the time, but it was like But when we traveled for the first time, and then we became the robotics team, then it began to spread across. And so that would have been a catalyst into what we're doing now. What we're hoping is that as a result of this association, we have companies being formed out of it. So members who are here, they're forming their own companies, their organizations by learning the skill set that they need to learn under the association.
all right. And you want to go? Should we end directly on the time that was?
I mean, we
supposed
kind
to?
of started a little bit late.
Yeah,
we
so-
started
yeah, we
like
started
like
bit
7
late,
minutes
so-
late.
10
So
minutes.
Yeah.
We gonna take them 7 minutes back. You see, I can already feel it. I remember I used to make jokes about Win FM trying to kick me off. Well, here I am again, and then they're gonna want me gone even faster.
No.
But some people might be new to the show listening. Guys, this ain't no 3-hour show. This ain't no 2-hour show. It's 7 to 8. Sometimes a little on past 7. St. Kitts time exists.
yeah.
But it's just an hour. So you don't really got to stop what you're doing to tune in to listen, because this type of information is important. Like, all kind of stuff is going on right now. And this is a way of me wrapping up, but also explaining like what's happening next, what more you could tune in for. Apple just announced iOS 17,
iOS 17.
which is really big.
Yeah,
And they
it's
also
crazy.
announced some
The
Yeah,
Oculus, the
A
Apple.
gadget. They have
Yeah.
like an Oculus that they've released.
Where you
You
can see
see,
through.
$3,700.
$3,000, and some people still gonna buy
No,
it.
it's
People
Apple.
still
Of course
Money
they're going to
look-
buy it. They're going to buy that.
Obviously. It was like, okay, that's a good investment.
You see, people ain't me, but like the world is really becoming a more technologically advanced thing.
Yes.
We have AI
Very-
Yeah,
that passes
ChatGPT.
the bar exams
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so on. It's like getting to that level of intelligence. There's Photoshop filler right now. That a
Yeah,
lot of,
yeah.
like we could talk about.
Same thing, same AI. Yeah.
You know what?
application.
Next
Yeah,
time we
for
should talk about that, the moral implications, AI and everything, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard about Photoshop filler right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
where you just get a picture, you drag on the end and ask the AI, and
Type
it
what
completely
you-
completes
yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
the artist industry, it could be on the brink of collapse. Some
But here's
people
what
are
they
thinking.
can't-
Yeah,
here's
of
what
course.
they
I
can't-
mean,
they can't
they
draw
already
hands.
stated. They
can't
already
draw
stated
hands.
that.
Yeah.
What?
No, I was saying the AI with the arts industry, the AI cannot replicate hands properly.
You see,
Oh, yeah,
this
you
is
can.
something we
Yes,
gotta
no,
talk
they-
about later.
They're gonna-
Though.
But you see
Yeah.
what happened.
They
But
do
you
okay.
see, it is just like 1993.
That's
1993, companies said, "Oh, we will never use technology because it's not
And-
safe
And
to operate
here we
online."
are.
Here we are now. If you are running a business and you do not have a website, close to 90% of your business is lost.
Yeah,
I'm telling you
because
that
most
lost
businesses run
because
on.
you do have potential customers overseas.
Yeah.
So you do have that. So you have to provide that kind of.
So tech has
avenue.
to involve.
So
no matter
tech
what.
has to be involved. So I am very careful when whenever something, whenever I see something that technology is not involved fully in yet, to declare it might never work or it's not. Because it might just creep up and just change the whole thing.
And the
Yeah,
replicating voice. That one.
that's crazy.
Yeah. I kind of
Right?
scared of that, honestly.
And if you notice the replay effect as a result of ChatGPT, you find that Google came up with their own. I think it's called Bard,
Bard.
right?
Bard.
And then you have there's another one that came up. Google has their own. I think there's another one, right? So everyone begins to develop their own. But
Yeah.
I'm
I
under
do.
the impression, right? I'm pretty sure someone went on ChatGPT and asked for the leaks for the Met CXC. I'm pretty sure someone.
I don't think that would give it because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Quite,
Because
no, it can be
remember, they would have
possible.
to put it.
It can be possible.
They have to make it. They have to be slick with it.
Yeah, they gotta be
so-
slick.
They gotta be
Well,
slick
the
with it.
paper would have to be online, and
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the
The paper would
possibility.
have to be online because the
Yeah.
AI takes everything from online.
from
I
the
mean-
internet, right? The
I mean,
source
transferring
would have to
information.
be available.
Available,
Yeah.
right,
Mm.
right.
The
And
public domain.
and you could not use ChatGPT 3 because that one doesn't pull data like that.
Yeah.
They're in a
But
premium.
ChatGPT 4
They're in a premium.
is the one that
Language.
pulls from the internet.
That's the
The
premium.
premium
version?
one.
Okay.
So you'd have to pay for that one.
All I
20
know, man, all I know is
20
how
$20
to get
US
that
a month,
sexy.
people. $20 US a month.
All I know, they got that vaccine.
You in
That
this
was
AI
crazy.
biz? You know about it? Oh, it's my bad if you couldn't hear
By
me
the way,
on
guys,
everything.
not saying you should or shouldn't, but if you want to use ChatGPT, you could just pull up your Windows device, sign into Microsoft Edge, and use Bing Chat. They have 3 different modes. I believe it's creative,
Oh, Bing.
normal, and then they have formal, which is like very.
I guess that is
Yeah.
what I was talking about. The other one. So you have
Yeah.
Google and you have Microsoft own.
Yeah.
How it interacts.
Yeah,
You
it's
see?
really interesting because like it's a lot of information you can source, a lot of links.
I hope we don't have Zoe lost over
I
there.
know.
No, like,
I know.
I
I
was
see.
gonna
Now you're
ask.
trying to save her, but they get cut off.
I'm listening. Continue.
Continue.
Yes, continue.
Yeah, so you can get a lot of research done from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you actually and we can have
make
a
sure to
whole
use your own
conversation
words.
about AI.
Yeah,
Use your
that's a
own
whole
words.
huge topic.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
can go through a whole conversation because we can go through the whole, the quality of the data coming from each of them and say, which one is more suitable, which one is
Verified.
more, right. So we could go through a whole conversation. on
Yeah,
that.
that's a whole show. That's a whole
That's
show.
a whole
Just
show by
like that.
itself.
We have the next topic.
Yeah.
So tune in 2 weeks time or a week.
The week after next.
Yeah, so technically 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. 2
Tune
weeks.
in on. I guess we're wrapping up right now, but I don't have it here with me. Hopefully, if I'm back here, I'll have everything and the little soundboards and everything that I came back.
You will be back.
But let's just say thank you for joining us, guys. To Let's Talk IT. For everyone in the chat, listening at home, anyone on streaming services, thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to us. It really means a lot to us here in the studio, SKNRA as a whole in general. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, TDC, IITAE, and SKNRA. And let's just thank all our guests here. We had Anthony, Hitton, Everett, Ricardo, and my bad, Mr. Neil. I have to get it. Dr.
Well,
Neil.
Mr. Neil when you're in class, but when you're outside, usually referred to Dr. Neil.
You see,
Well,
Dr.
it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
both
it
works.
rolls off the tongue.
And we have Zoe. Zoe, I'll let you say some last words before we wrap up the show real quick.
Well, thank you so much for having me,
No problem.
and thank you for the SKNRA for adding me to the team. I really appreciate it, and I will try my best to work on things on Neva's side. So thank you once again.
Yeah, and we all appreciate it. We look forward to what's gonna happen. But yes, today
But
we
I have a
talked some-
question though for Naeem.
Oh, I have a possible
Naeem?
answer. Yes, that's my name.
Yes, do you know me from before?
I feel like I've seen you before.
Yes,
but
you've seen me. You were at Nevis for internship.
Zoe?
Yes.
Wait, really? Oh my gosh, yeah. No way. How are you doing?
He's like, you switch up right there. You don't switch up.
Because I'm like, your face looks familiar. It just doesn't catch on. Wow.
I was like, Zoe, wait, Zoe?
Oh my
I was
goodness.
That's
No, we
Zoe.
gotta talk more. It was great to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you too.
But thank you all for joining us here. We talked some IT. I forgot we had an outro line and whatever. But thank you all for listening. This has been Let's Talk IT. Remember to tune in every other Tuesday right here, WinFM 98.9 FM. And yeah, I think let's try to end this show properly. Boodum, and all right, just have to make sure I didn't completely destroy WinFM Studios. But once again, thank you. We out. Peace.
If you need insurance, our service is the best. Home motor insurance can give you more for less. Property insurance can save you a lot of stress. At TDC Insurance,